with that said, I'll be going ahead and bringing Tim, David, and Noah online here. Tim is coming online. David is up next here. And Noah, I know you're not going to be more till the end, Noah, but I'll go ahead and turn on presenter mode for you now. You can come online whenever you would like. And at this point, gentlemen, I will hand the show over to you. If you need me, I'm here for you.
Oh, Charles, one quick question. Oh, share screen.
Please.
There we go. I had to find my...
Yeah, now that I stopped sharing, you can go ahead and screen share, correct?
I got to pick the right screen here.
That does tend to help, yes.
It's window. Oh, here we go. Sorry about that delay. I assume you can see my screen.
You are good, yes.
Awesome. So, Charles, first of all, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be back with the Fuel Users Group. You know, you just talked about live community, and that's a great example of the maturity of the Fuel Users Group and the program that you put in place. And, you know, if you think about the network effect of 11,000 members in Fuel, it's a huge benefit to those of you who joined the Fuel Users Group and who joined us here today. So thanks for joining us here today.
Actually, just a little good news. Actually, Fuel is now up to over 13,000 members. I'm very happy to say, just so you know.
Oh, well, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, we've been growing too.
13,000 members. Fantastic. So we're going to spend most of the time doing a demo for you. But just because I'm making the assumption that some of the people here are not familiar with Tufin, we're going to do a little bit of an overview on Tufin, and then we're going to bring David into the conversation. But before we start, you probably recognize this image. It's the "we need a bigger boat" image. We have a raffle, and at the end of this event, we're going to put all the names of the people that attended the event into the magic wheel of fortune, and Noah's going to spin it, and one of you is going to win the raffle prize at the end of our event today. So, Tufin, in 2005, an engineer left Checkpoint and started a security company. You know what his name was? It was Nir Zook, and that security company was Palo Alto Networks. Coincidentally, the same year, two other engineers left Checkpoint and started a company called Tufin. So what Tufin did initially was to write a management platform for Checkpoint firewalls. And then our customers started deploying ASAs from Cisco and this new Palo Alto firewall that Nir had come up with. And so the customers asked us if we could converge the management of these multiple firewalls in their data center into one platform. And from that, 20 years ago, you know, the networking world has evolved. We've added private cloud with like next generation firewalls and SDN, public cloud with the Palo Alto firewall now deployed as a virtual machine in the cloud, or cloud native security controls. We've added edge networks. So think about SASE that was coined in 2019 by Gartner, SD-WAN and SSE technologies. And ultimately today, most of our customers are what we call modern hybrid networks, deploying networks that have on-prem, on the edge, and in the cloud, and including things like microsegmentation. These networks have gotten increasingly complex, and Tufin helps customers solve two major business problems as the networks have evolved over time. The first one is around converging the management of all of the management platforms that manage all the technologies you see on the slide here. And so Tufin's secret sauce is in our ability to normalize the way Palo Alto and other firewall vendors or other SASE vendors or other microsegmentation vendors or cloud native security controls describe the policies and the configurations they push down to their access control devices that segment our networks, like firewalls, routers, and switches. And we can display all that in a single console. The second problem we help customers with is every single one of our customers, and we have over 1,600 customers globally today, every single one of those customers has some sort of compliance requirement. PCI, HIPAA, Sarbanes-Oxley, NERC-CIP, whatever. And the inside of Tufin, and you'll see it today in the demo, we can enable you to manage your configuration of your network to assure that it is in compliance with the regulations that you have to comply to, and create a gap analysis to show where you're out, and also to help ensure that you don't drift from your gold standard. So the complexity that we've seen in these modern networks, too many consoles, siloed visibility, fragmented policies, policy drift, audit overload, create a lot of problems for our network security teams. But there's a downstream negative impact as well. And it creates risk for other teams in the IT organization that are involved with supporting the network, specifically IT and network operations and your InfoSec cybersecurity teams. So Tufin's approach is about be a control plane that manages security policy across your network, whether it's on-prem, on the edge, or in the cloud. And the relevant data that makes us successful is that we understand topology. We're the source of truth for topology. And when we share that data and context around topology or network context with NetOps and SecOps, that has a huge positive impact on their business and their tasks. We enable that through API integrations, connectors, Tufin extension apps, and it's all about automating and increasing the speed and reducing human error in sharing that data and context. So one other quick comment about our customers. So we have 3 teams that care about Tufin. All 3 teams have the same objective, which is to deliver a safe and high performance network. The teams are network security, network operations, and the InfoSec teams. Even though they all have the same high level objective, they have their center of gravity in terms of the things they care about day to day are a little bit different. NetOps is focused on availability. Network security is focused on control and compliance. SecOps on detection and response. So there's a natural tension between these teams that creates silos of people, process, and technology. And that's what leads to the chaos and pain I mentioned in the earlier slides. And what Tufin is about is sharing the data and context that breaks down or bridges those silos and bridges those silos and improves workflows for all 3 of the personas that you see here. And that's really what we're all about as a company. One last comment before we go to the demo, actually. I mentioned we've been in business for 20 years. We're actually we're the only growing and profitable vendor in our space. And because we've had so many customers, one of the things that we've learned is that customers implement technologies like security policy management in sort of a crawl, walk, run style, right? There's a set of use cases associated with early adoption, a different set mid adoption, and another different set of use cases as they get more mature. And so the way we're going to conduct this demo today is David is going to walk through the big buckets of use cases: visibility and reducing attack surface, prioritizing risks and vulnerabilities, and reducing effort for prep and audit. And you can see the sub use cases that he's going to talk to. And then we're going to dive a little bit deeper as customers move through that maturity journey to improve connectivity, accelerate access changes for improved SLAs, and again, back to reduce effort for prep and audit for compliance, but a different set of use cases there as well. So that's what we're going to cover today. And I hope you'll feel free to ask questions, because I have to introduce David Alon. He is my favorite. First of all, David has a huge level of enthusiasm and energy. But the other thing that David brings to us, before he came to the United States as a solutions architect, he worked in R&D for Tufin. So he knows the product as well as anybody. So ask him all the hard questions and he'll be happy to answer them. And with that, oh, David, I'm going to turn that back to you. Let me see if I can figure out how to turn my screen off.
Thank you very much,
All
Tim.
right. All yours, David. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm happy this session is recorded. I can send it to my wife after what you said. It's not something I'm hearing every day.
I'll tell her directly.
Okay. Thank you. So can you please let me know if you can see my screen now?
You're good.
Yes, sir. It looks good.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you very much. So hello, everyone. Tim, thank you for the introduction. Like Tim mentioned, I'm David. I'm with Tufin for 7 years now already. Almost 7 years. Started in the R&D department of Tufin, and now I'm a solutions architect here. and I'm really happy to be here today with you and walk through the demo of our Tufin orchestration suite. I want to mention that, like Tim showed you in his part, we help in Tufin guide customers through 3 main stages. One is visualize and manage, control and orchestrate, and protect and remediate. So in this session today, I'm going to show you step by step how Tufin helps you move through these stages by using real examples. And just 1 minute before I'm diving into the demo, I want to talk for 2 minutes on the Tufin's architecture from a design perspective. What you see in front of you, this is from the Knowledge Center of Tufin. Of course, this can be shared with all of you. It's a public facing, it's our website, our Knowledge Center. What I'm showing you here is actually the change that Tufin made in the last few years. So Tim mentioned before, we started 20 years ago. A few years ago, 4 years ago actually, we completed a huge transition. In the past, our product was based on monolithic architecture, all in one system where a single component failure could impact the entire application. A few years ago, we finished a huge transition to a container-based architecture running on Kubernetes clusters, built around microservices. And it means that a set of small independent services that work together seamlessly. I'm mentioning it to you that before I'm getting into the use cases that Tufin can help you with, because this helps us today to make sure that our product is highly scalable. We know that our customers that are working with us, they have their hybrid network, they have a lot of assets on-prem, cloud, SaaS, and etc. So we wanted to provide them a solution that scale their entire network. And if needed, if they're expanding their network, we can also expand our Tufin architecture in their site. It means that if they're adding more devices or needing more resources, we can just add additional worker nodes. Or if they have a new data center that they just deployed, we can add additional remote collectors. We have many customers today that they manage tens of thousands of devices and millions of routes through Tufin. And we want to give them the best user experience. It means that by using this container-based architecture, we can scale any network in the world by just making sure that the Tufin deployment is according to the customer needs. So after I walk through that for, I think it was 2.5 minutes, I want to get into the demo finally. So I'm just opening my SecureTrack environment right now. So to give you an overview, I mentioned before our product called Tufin Orchestration Suite, TOS. This product built on 3 core tools that we have. The first one that I just opened called SecureTrack. SecureTrack is our visibility and control tool in Tufin. This one collects all the data from your devices, policies, routes, interfaces, and etc. Based on that, we provide continuous visibility and also compliance for your entire network. We like to call it that SecureTrack provides you visibility with a capital V. The second thing we have here is SecureChange. SecureChange, this is our change automation tool. What we do with SecureChange is that we can integrate with your ITSMs and we can help you to automate the entire network change process. It means from the risk analysis, from finding the devices that should be changed, through getting the right approvals, and actually implement the change to the relevant Palo Alto devices that you have. The last one we have here is Secure App. This one is application-centric approach. This one can bridge the gap between the application owners and your security teams. This one can translate the application needs to enforceable network policies. It's important for me to mention that during this session today, we do have time only to cover SecureTrack, the visibility side, and also SecureChange. Definitely, if needed, we can cover Secure App in a different session. Okay, so let's start with SecureTrack. This is the core product that we have in Tufin, the visibility product. Everything starts from here. So when you log into SecureTrack, the main dashboard that you see in front of you gives you an instant real-time overview of your network security posture. I like to say that this gives you the bottom line very fast. It can show you how many rules you have across your network, from how many devices. It also will help you understand how many rules that you have that are candidates for cleanup. It means that they are disabled, fully shadowed, were not hit in the last year. So you can act accordingly. You can use Tufin. I'm going to show you during this demo how you can get information about these unused rules and how you can remove them by using our platform. Also, you see here if you have highly permissive rules in Tufin. This one shows you if you have rules, for example, with any in-source destination service, that actually you don't need that. We have a tool in Tufin that's called APG, Automatic Policy Generator, that can help you understand how you can reduce the traffic allowed to the actual traffic you use in the organization. So instead of using any in service when most of your syslogs are just we're seeing it's for HTTPS, why not changing it from any to HTTPS in this specific area? More things that you see here is in this dashboard that we have, we're getting into what we can help you with from a cleanup perspective. We can show you exactly how many disabled, unused, full shadow rules you have in your network. We can also show you that in a trends graph. We really like to show in Tufin our customers how their different risks, how they're trending down or up. So this trends graph, I heard it from one of the CISOs we work with, it can help organizations keep them honest and show them if they can resolve issues faster than creating them. And what you see here is that you can see if your security posture improves over time. So for example, in my case, I see that my unused, fully shadowed rules and disabled, they're actually trending up. It means that I'm not doing that good job here. So probably I need to use the information I'm getting here and understand how I can remove these threats from my network. Next thing that we have here talks about rules for optimization. This one shows you based on best practices, how many rules you have, for example, without a comment, that are not logged, without a name, and etc. It's important for me to mention that each one of these links that you see here is clickable. So for example, if I'm going to, let's say that we're focusing on unused rules for now. If I'm going to my trends graph and I'm clicking on this area, this one takes me to the rule viewer of Tufin. Rule viewer is our advanced search engine. It shows me throughout, across my entire platform, how many rules I have with no hits. So of course, if right now, if we want to focus, let me just go to a specific, let's create a new query together. What we have here is that we can use our Tufin query language to find rules based on different projects we work on. For example, I can find rules based on their permissiveness axis. Show me all the rules that their permissiveness level is high, or all the rules that right now are disabled. Once I'm running this query, it's going to run across my entire network. And throughout the entire network, I can select exactly what I want to focus on. So for example, here you can see that from my Palo Alto environment, I have many rules that related to this query. For example, from each one of my DGs, also we support in Tufin Prisma Access, so I can see my mobile networks, from my mobile users, from my remote networks. From each one of them, I can understand which rules related to this query. One more thing that I wanted to show you here is that what I use right now, this is our Tufin query language, which our customers are using for a long time. They can create their queries, they can save it in our query bank if needed, but we understood that our customers want to have something that is going to be easier for them to use. So what we did is that we added something called our Tufin AI as part of it. So of course, as any other organization, we wanted to get AI embedded in our suite. And we want to make our customers' life easier. So instead of learning how to use this Tufin query language, what I can do, I can just type in plain language what I want to get from this rule viewer of Tufin, and I'm going to get it by using our Tufin AI. For example, I can ask, and I'm always starting with please because I want to be nice to AI, so it will be nice to me in the future when it's going to be stronger. So I'm going to just type here, please show me all the Palo Alto rules. Please show me all the Palo Alto rules that I have. Let's say with no hits in the last 2 weeks. Once I'm running this query, what's going to happen is that this is going to be translated to our Tufin query language. And across my entire suite, I'm going to get this information. What you see in front of you is that we found that we have 2 rules in my Palo environment with no hits for at least 14 days, we get the information here. The last hit for both of them was 21 days ago. I can see also from this rule viewer of Tufin, when was the last hit on the application ID. For example, for this app ID, the last hit was 21 days ago. I can also see it for the user ID, like this user ID that I have didn't get any hit. So this is the information that I can get by using this Tufin AI functionalities that we have. And that's not it. I want to let you know that once you use this advanced search engine in Tufin and you're getting this kind of information, first thing that you can do is that you can export it to a CSV. You can generate a report that will be sent to you every day, every week with this information or with any other information that you want across your network for your unused rules, for your fully shadowed rules, and etc. And in addition to that, I can start from here, from this rule viewer, I can start a process to remediate these risks. For example, I do see that this rule didn't get any hit in the last 21 days. And let's say that I want to remove it. I can select this rule or all the rules that we found, and I can open a ticket right now to do rule disablement, to do rule decommission, remove the rule from the policy, or to modify the rule. It's important for me to mention that once we click on rule decommission, of course, it's not going to remove it immediately from the device. It's going to start a process in our ticketing system, which calls SecureChange, that is going to be according to your approval change process. Once your team gets all the approvals, these rules can be removed or disabled directly from Tufin without going through the panorama, for example. So that's one example of how Tufin can provide you this kind of visibility, and also how it can help you to remediate these risks from your network.
Hey, David, we had a question come in from Daniel. He's wondering how does Tufin Appliances communicate to retrieve information from the PAN next-gen firewall devices, HTTPS, SNMP, or SSH packets?
So great question. We're doing it with HTTPS. Connecting to the panorama, we can also connect to the PAN-OS devices directly. The best practice from Palo, we're connecting to the panorama. And maybe this is also the time to say that very soon in the first quarter of 2026, we're also going to be connected with the Strata Cloud Management of Palo Alto.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yep.